All right, we're here at the Ubisoft booth talking with
Tommy Jacob. I'm the creative director on the multiplayer side of Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
All right, we're here to talk about the new Ghost Recon game. Can you give us a breakdown of it?
Sure. So Ghost Recon Future Soldier, it's a third-person military shooter, and we're focusing on combat, focusing on our intel loop, which is a very unique aspect of our gameplay, and we're focusing on our teamwork.
Awesome. All right, let's talk about single player. So in the past, they've been known for like really tight, more like strategic team-based stuff with commands. Is that the same with this new one? Is it a lot of like squad play?
Absolutely, yeah. You can play the campaign can be played in single player all the way up to 4-player co-op. So you can have one of your friends, two of your friends, three of your friends playing through, and it is it's a team combat game. So a lot of the mechanics that we have are based on getting your team into position. We have a coordinated shot feature that allows you to select targets for your teammates. And then if you're playing single player, you select your targets for the AI, for your teammates, you pull the trigger, they all fire at the same time. It allows you to bring 4 guys down at once. If we have the similar feature with a breaching mechanic, where your teammates all get into position around a certain entry point. You tap the breach button, the guys burst through the door, everybody takes out their target. So it's very much focused on team play.
Awesome. Tell me about the multiplayer aspect of Ghost Recon.
Absolutely. So, as I mentioned before, we focus a lot on combat. It's Ghost Recon. Combat's got to kick ass. So, aside from the gunsmith feature that you guys have seen already, we've got the 52 weapons, we've got the 49 attachments points, so millions of possibilities coming through the gunsmith feature. One of the things that we're focused on in the combat, we have an actual suppression mechanic now, which is very unique to Future Soldier. You get in there with your LMG. If I've got an enemy in cover, I can take the LMG and spray rounds into his vicinity. It pins him down in cover. It gives my teammates an opportunity while he's pinned in cover to come in and flank from the side. So it's a very unique feature within it, within Future Soldier. It takes that utility aspect of the LMG that is the way it's used in reality, and it actually brings some of that into the game, and there's nobody else out there that's doing that. Also in combat, we have our cover swap. It's a very refined system. Run into a cover position, tap A, your character takes cover, peek out of cover, find the spot you want to swap to, press and hold A. Your guy will sprint to that cover spot and get back into cover. Not only does he sprint to that spot, but it's actually the fastest way for a character to move in the map. We do have a rush feature, but he moves faster in cover. It encourages players to stay in cover and to use cover. Moving on to the intel aspect of the game, the way you manage and collect intel in the game is a real important aspect of how successful your team is going to be. So we have over 13 ways for the players to interact with the intel loop. We have something extremely unique to Future Soldier where we have the non-lethal takedown. So I can pull out my stun gun, I can come up behind you, I can stun your character, knock you down. I can download the intel off of your character, upload that to my teammates. So now for a short period of time, my teammates have this power play where we have intel on you, we know exactly where all you guys are, and they go hunting. On the other side, we didn't want that to be unbalanced, so there's equipment that each player can take into combat to help them get out of that loop. So there's a jammer that can be placed. I can create a field where I can't be detected, but I also can't use any of my augmented reality. It wipes that out as well, so there's a balance to it. So that was a really important part of our intel. And then the other side is the team play aspect of it. We put a lot of systems in to encourage players to play together. When you interact with the objectives, we have this concept called confidence. So if I'm interacting with an objective on my own, let's say I'm hacking into a downed satellite, the time it takes my character to interact with that satellite is greater if I'm by myself because he lacks confidence. He might be interacting with it. You'll see that reflected in the animations.
It's like he's a little fidgety, a little...
Yeah, he's working on it. He's looking over his shoulder. He goes back to working again. He's looking over his shoulder. The time might be 20 seconds to do it entirely by yourself. However, you bring a teammate into proximity, the multiplier comes in, it kicks in, the animation goes focused, he's not looking over his shoulder anymore, the interact time speeds up, and you can get in and out of there much quicker with a teammate. The other side of that is we talked about the non-lethal takedowns. So if I turn a corner and I step into one of the stun claymores and I get stunned and I'm down on the ground, somebody jumps on top of me and starts pulling my data. My teammate comes in, if I got a teammate in proximity, he can either take that guy out and then he can revive me, I'm back into combat, I didn't lose any of my intel. So teamwork is going to be a big aspect of how successful you can be in the game.
Dude, it sounds awesome. Can you quickly also go over I saw that the Connect works with the gunsmith feature. Can you talk about that for a sec?
Absolutely, yeah. So we started working on the gunsmith feature. We knew we wanted And we had this idea for this unprecedented range of weapon customization where you were going to be able to break the weapon open, interact with the inner parts. You can change out the trigger system. You can change out the gas system. That's a level of customization that hasn't been offered in games up to this point. So we had this feature, and it works on the controller. It still does, but we realized that it kind of had this natural integration into Kinect. So the genius engineers we have at Red Storm and Ubisoft worked up a prototype where we were able to get in there really quickly and get in there with the hand gestures and figure out, build a prototype, figure out how we wanted it to function, what made sense for the user, and we've had designers and artists and engineers working on the feature to bring what you guys saw today. So we're really proud of the team for the effort they put into it, and what we have to show here. It's getting a great response. We're really excited about handing that over to the fans to play with. So,
yeah, it looks awesome. When can we expect it to drop?
The game comes out in March 2012.
Awesome. Thank you for doing the interview.
Absolutely, man.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.